Bonjour, peeps. Comment ça va? Ouais, très bien. Merci beaucoup. Anyway, enough from me. Straight in. Check this. I've been very busy behind the scenes, and I did say in a community post that I'll have a little surprise for you, and this it is. So there she is. As you will see, this particular build, which I've been doing behind the scenes actually for quite a while, does actually come to us with frets, a fretted instrument. I think you'll agree, quite nice and stylish, has a lovely humbucker pickup, and I was busying away yesterday to get this one finished. Now, I did have one or two little hiccups with this, yes, had to go back to the drawing board a couple of times, but there is a very good reason why I built this particular one, and I'll show you what that is. Yeah. We have a 3-string cigar box guitar chord book, and if you look at the guitar on the front of this book, it was kind of the inspiration for this little gitty here. Now, as you know, everything's very homespun here at Liesl Cigar Box Guitar, and I do not really have the facility for cutting accurate frets. So on this particular one, I did buy the fretboard to go onto the neck, and I also bought a blank for the neck, because I tell you what, actually, it was more economical than just buying all the separate wood anyway and trying to do it for yourself. Yeah. And if I can just dip off camera for 1 second, unprepared as usual. Here in the UK, I did buy the pieces from Chicken Bone John. There you go. Screenshot it. Jolly good. Thank you, John. And as I say, I couldn't have done this more inexpensively myself if I'd have tried, you know, going down to the timber yard or the lumber yard and buying the wood myself. Yes, it's been a busy day today, peeps, yeah. But anyway, enough of my waffling. So yeah, basically I bought this chord book. I finally located a good one. I've not had a chance to actually learn any of the chords yet, but I did think it would be nice to have a fretted instrument so we can bring some nice music to the channel. Yeah, as you know, I'm not a great player of fretted instruments. I've got 1 or 2 that are dulcimer fretted. Nothing like this. I'll give you a run through. This is, as per probably most standard guitars, 25.5-inch scale length. As I say, has a humbucker pickup which I've mounted in the front rather than at the back, rather than sort of by the saddle, to hopefully give us quite a bright sound. The strings have only just gone on, and these are electric guitar strings that I've used on here. I've gone with my favourite, and I don't know how you pronounce this, but D'Addario or D'Addario strings. These are XL electric guitar strings. They have only just gone on, so I've not actually played this instrument yet. So yes, yesterday I did basically get the guitar finished. I put everything together, and then I made one silly mistake. I forgot to earth. I forgot to earth the pickup to the body of the guitar, so when I started to play there was a nice buzzing sound. Now, there is a saying in the cigar box world, the buzz is good. Now, it does not refer to the use of illicit drugs, as far as I'm aware. It refers to the sound emanating from the instrument. Quite often, because these things have a tendency to do that sort of thing. And yes, I agree that the buzz is good, really. But hopefully, we would have alleviated this problem. How I earthed it in the end was basically to take the earth wire and I wrapped it around this little grommet there, this one at the top. I was going to put it there but then changed my mind, so we've got an extra hole, and just plonk that in, so hopefully that should work quite nicely. Bits between the bits. I've used standard flip-flop bureau hinge for the saddle of the instrument. The green tuning dials that I didn't use in the end on the green machine, so I thought we'll use them on this build. I think they do look quite nice. And this very lovely cigar box, which I've been dying to use because I've had it for quite some time. Now this neck was actually on a different instrument before, and I did put the frets in myself to about here. I didn't thread it all the way to the bottom because I ran out of frets basically. But I think that's fine, it gives you a little bit of a slidey bit at the bottom, hopefully. That's my excuse anyway, and I'm sticking with it. Yeah, nice old schooly pegs. And I've named this one Bunny. Yes, I was certainly hopping up and down yesterday when I realised that I'd forgotten to earth it. So enough from me anyway, and straight in once more. Now, we do have little Roland with us, and there he is, little Roland, our lovely cube. As this is fully electric, there are no sound holes as such, although she does make quite a nice sound from the ringing and tinging. And I did tune her about 5 minutes ago. It's more or less an open G. I have my favourite bottleneck slide, yes, which I affectionately call my wedding ring, because it goes on this finger, and let's face it, I am married to these, absolutely. So without any further waffle from me, let's see how she sounds, shall we? There goes the next part, bits between the bits, but not to worry. You know, we come to you raw here, no editing. No, I like everything in real time, me. Yeah. So let's put him on. Now I've tried to sort of like make sure there's not too much gain or anything on this. Let's just see what we get with the frets. So as I say, I have no idea of the chords on a 3-stringer. I've very little idea of chords on a 6-string, to be honest, but we'll give it a go anyway. One little tip when you're playing slide on a fretted guitar, and this is something I didn't discover for ages, so I'm going to tell you, right, to save you a lot of heartache, is you might imagine that, you know, as when you're playing with fingers, you go between the frets. You get the idea. But it's different when you're using the slide. You have to hover over the actual fret itself, which is basically why I prefer fretless really, because I tend to play slide, but we'll give it a go anyway. Via the Cigar box guitar player. try and keep the slide flat. It is strange playing over frets. Yeah, you've got, I mean the action's quite low on this instrument. I kept it low because we're going to be playing chords on it. I generally go for a slightly higher action, but I did lower it on this, as I just said. So do bear with me. Not bad. The strings have only just gone on. Turn it in, Lisa. Anyway, so there it is, really. Yeah, I need to get to grips with this, really. It is an instrument that I'm not used to playing, to be honest, but I am quite pleased with it, and I do hope to be bringing us some nice tunes on this anyway, once I've got it properly set up and what have you. Yeah, and as ever, it is really hot in here all of a sudden. I've had a lot of thunderstorms today and it's very humid. So there it is, funny. 3-string, fully fretted, 25.5-inch scale cigar box guitar. Now, as this is bits between the bits, I thought I would bring us more bits from between the bits. And yeah, I wanted to move on to TLC of existing instruments. Old gitties, the upkeep of, and many of us will be familiar with our old friend, Dave II, or Bold as Love, as he is also known. And here he is. Those of us that have been around for a while will remember that he actually came into being on, and that is in UK format. So the 1st of May 2023, and at the time I did say that it would probably last about 6 months, this instrument, as he is one and was one and is one that I wanted to play. His neck's made out of plywood, not at all bougie, and a very kind of homespun, thrown together, proper cigar box guitar, as I would say. But yes, I eat my words, because he's well over a year old now, isn't he? Well over. I tried to do the math, but I can't. So he's well over a year old anyway, and he's still going strong. Now, I did have to do 1 or 2 kind of bodge up repairs on him. And, you know, with some of these instruments, you will find, with your favourites, you probably are going to be bodging them together. As C6 Steve did say, you know, they're made from garbage. Quite often you've got to stop mid-tune to, like, repair something and what have you. Now, I have played him live in front of other people, and he did go down a storm, actually. Yes, although he was upstaged by a diddly bow. But then, you know, you can't beat a diddly bow, so we're not going to hold that against him. But the reason I'm waffling on is that the fingerboard did start to come away from the neck slightly, where his neck did kind of banana a little bit, because obviously there's no truss rod in there. It's made out of second-hand plywood, and I just cut the whole thing out, including the headstock, and then filed the sand, sanded the sides and filed the instrument. Slow down, Hazel. So yes, a quick repair on Dave. Basically, that's a bunch of lollipop or popsicle sticks. which I just kind of shoved in there, sanded the lot. You can see there's bits of wood bodged in everywhere. There's another bit there where the red is. Yeah. But I think that has saved the day. You can see that through play, the paper started coming off the front. It used to have a single coil pickup there at an angle. I did replace that in favour of one of my beloved piezos. So I filled that back in just with a piece of cigar box guitar, to be honest. And I'm going to plug him in, right, and see how he sounds. More or less in tune, somewhere between an F and a G as usual, I think. Now his strings have cell, so let's see how he sounds. A little bit more gain for this one, I think. I just love him so much, this guitar. Yeah. So there you go. A little bit on TLC and upkeep of your Gitty instruments. And I will do more on that soon. Yeah. As I do hope to be doing 1 or 2 tutorials, especially on diddly bow, because we've had a lot of questions and comments about diddly bow, also Canjo, and all kinds of other goodies. Now, speaking of Canjo, yes, I was delighted with the popularity of this little one behind us. Yeah, Leone, yeah, who is our basically hobo banjolele. So much so that I built another one. Or should I say I rebuilt another one. If you were around some point in time, you may well have seen Honest Jim, who was a board on box guitar. So basically just a guitar neck actually screwed on top of a cigar box, not going through the middle. And it was something of a sensational sound experiment, really, because I wanted to see if they sounded any good. And they did sound really good. I didn't really expand on these very much because I duly took him apart again. But wait till you see this. Now, if the fretted guitar was exciting, you ain't seen nothing yet. Check it. Yet another tin can instrument made from a vintage, and I say a vintage, Quality Street tin. I don't know if you can see, maybe if I get a little closer, if I can, that is. The sell-by date on the back of this can is 2011, and I don't think you can probably see it, but there it is anyway. 2011. It says, what will you do with your tin? Well, this is what I decided to do with this tin. Now, I didn't get greedy and eat all the chocolates, no. I didn't eat any of the chocolates, actually, because I acquired this tin. Yes, it was a gift from the parking lot fairies. And someone just left it on the wall outside. Perhaps they thought someone could make use of it, I don't know. I certainly did. Yes. Now, you can't get these anymore because Nestle in their wisdom, well, from what I've seen in the local store anyway, now package these in nasty plastic tubs. Plastic. So while they were boasting about enjoy and recycle, I do not know, because I don't think these plastic tubs are recyclable, no matter what they may claim. I know that our recycling crew basically only take plastic bottles and that's about it, really. Yeah. But anyway, enough from me. Yeah, made in the UK. Yeah, that's true. This instrument was made in the UK by me in the southeast of England. And, well, that's about it, really. Only we can show you inside, right? I can get the lid off that. Inside we have a resonator spring. My favourite, the piezo, which you can see I've wired. And basically there are 2 piezos in here. There were 3, but I broke one of them. But they're not live wires, so I just wired the broken wire back into the loom. But the beauty of this is that one of the piezos is between the metal and the wood, and the other one's just floating around inside the body. I have sealed those with epoxy resin because they do give a very bright sound. They're like little microphones. So basically they pick up anything. So I've kind of insulated that a bit. You can see holes and stuff. That's where it was bolted onto the box on the original build. I did do a very brief live, which I did deliberately at an obscure time of day in the UK. One person clicked like on it, and thank you whoever that was for liking it. I took it down again, basically because it was only a test. The film was very grainy for some reason, and in my panic and haste, I seemed to have filmed myself at a funny angle. Plus I was even more nervous than I am now, so I was waffling on even more than usual. But I do intend to do a live soon, because I thought that might be good for a Q&A session. If you're up for that, or if you'd like to see a live, stick it in the comments and we'll we will proceed with that at some point. Now, as you can see, this is a 3-stringer, only I've run out of guitar strings. Yeah, so at the moment it's a 1-string Canjo, and a lot of my instruments start out that way, really. This one is tuned with a bottom E. I doubt it's in tune, in fact I can tell it's not, right? And the buzz is good. See that? But I think we should plug this one in. I do indeed. I didn't really position the piezo pickup jack plug, very well. But yeah, perhaps would have been better in there, but I kind of went with what fitted really. So if we plug it in, and we'll see if it works. There's a bit of gain on there. Yeah, it does buzz. As you can see, I was ever so careful with the with the shut lines. Not at all. There is actually an extra little flap there because I had to do that so I could get the piezo in without breaking the wires, as they're already epoxy resined into the neck. Right. But let's just give it a go anyway, shall we? And yeah, basically the point of this is that, you know, if something falls apart, don't just throw it away. Just rebuild it into something else, or if you get bored with it, you know. Let's give it a bit more. It's slipping off my lap. Yes, and it's slipping off my lap. It is an unusual shape. Absolutely awful by me. But don't hold that against the Canjo, you know. It's still a, well look, as the name says, look, quality. Absolute quality. And yeah, it's street, you know, that's a real street instrument if you ask me. Not only is it quality, but it's streety. I think next time I'll put the jack plug there. But there you go, vintage quality street tin. You don't see many of those these days. I'm quite into this actually. I might set this up a bit better, and we will get 3 strings on here. Yeah, as I say, that's just a low E, which I've strung in the middle, until next week when I can get some more gitty strings. So, I'm going to kind of try and quit while I'm ahead. I think I might have already started to lose. No, I'll quit while I'm ahead. So that's enough for today, folks. Always switch it off first. You can see I'm nervous. It's been a long day. Yes, and that leaves only for me to say, wherever you are, do stay safe. Whatever you're doing, do stay blessed. And whatever life brings, keep building. Okay then, peeps. Bye for now then. Bye.